And what's up, everybody? I'm back with another playoff predictions video. It is playoff time again. Playoffs. What are you talking about? Playoffs. No, the Colts are not in the playoffs this year. But the NFL playoffs are upon us, and it is my rightful duty as someone who does not do a lot of sports content anymore to give my full thoughts and input about this playoffs. I am more excited about these playoffs than some of the past ones for obvious reasons we'll get to a little bit later on in the video, but I'm still going to try and take a mostly neutral approach at this, and I'm going to go through all the games. We're going to do the wild card games and do the divisional games and then the championship games and then the Super Bowl. Predict all the winners. I'm gonna, like I do always, I'm gonna try and do score predictions for some of all the ones before the Super Bowl, but I will definitely give a Super Bowl prediction. So, like final score, winner, everything. I'm definitely gonna give that. But we're gonna run through all the games now. So we'll start on the AFC side with the 4-5 matchup. It's the Houston Texans, winner of the AFC South, hosting the Cleveland Browns. Now, this is a very, very wild matchup here. I don't think the Texans were expected to do this well. I mean, they were not looking that great, but they have a really good rookie quarterback in C.J. Stroud and some nice pieces on offense, and their defense hasn't been half bad either. Plus, they get a home game against a Cleveland Browns team that has been through a lot this season. They lost their starting QB, even though you could argue and probably be right that Flacco is a better option than Watson, for more reasons than one. They've lost a lot of guys on offense, though, but they have a really, really solid defense that has been really helping out, and they've definitely got some good production from their second-string guys on offense so far. So, this is gonna be a good game. I don't necessarily. It's gonna be a tight game. I guess I don't know if I can call it a good game, but it's gonna be a tight contest for sure. And this is gonna be a tough one to choose. But I am actually going to go with the Browns to win this one because I just think they have more guys. They've looked stronger this season. The Texans had a really good start to the season. Kind of got squandered midway through the season, kind of limped their way into this. And while I do think they're a good team, and I do think they're going to put up a good fight, I just don't see them beating the Browns, even at home. So, and then we have the 3-6 matchup. This is on Peacock, which is major cringe. But thankfully, it's about teams that I don't care about, so it doesn't matter to me. But it's the Kansas City Chiefs, winner of the AFC West, hosting the Miami Dolphins. And for more reasons than one, this will be a dominant Kansas City victory. Let me tell you why. First off, the Dolphins are very overrated, in my opinion. They are all boom or bust. And they have been bust lately. They choked a prime chance at the division, and now have to go on the road. It's going to be -2 degrees, projected forecast is for this game, which all in all just favors Kansas City, which is just a more well-rounded team, even though they have looked hella unimpressive all season long. Their offense has taken a massive hit without any really reliable receivers for Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I thought it's going to be Kelsey, but Kelsey has not been that great because he's been banging Taylor Swift. But I still think they're going to get this one. I think the Dolphins are not going to play that great in the cold on the road, and it's just going to be an easy Chiefs win here. If the Dolphins do win, I will laugh because that would be so funny, but I don't see it happening. I don't. And then the 2-7 matchup, actually, it's the Buffalo Bills, winners of the AFC East, hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers, who somehow bullshitted their way into a playoff appearance. How this happened, I have no idea. But I don't see this being really that tight of a contest. I think it'll be close for maybe the first quarter or so, and then the Bills will pull away and win this game, especially at home. I don't see this being really a super difficult matchup for them. the Steelers, like the Dolphins and the Chiefs, have been pretty bad, pretty inconsistent. I should say, not bad, but inconsistent. And I think that'll come back to bite them in the ass on the road here in Buffalo. As much as funny it would be, I don't see this happening. I don't see a Steelers win happening. They'll keep it competitive for a little bit, like I said, but they'll probably falter. So, and then we move on to the NFC side for the wild card matchup. First off, we got the 4-5 Tampa Bay, winners of the NFC South, hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. And on paper, this looks like it's going to be a very easy Eagles win, but it's not. Let me tell you why. Philly comes in 11-6. Tampa comes in 9-8. The NFC South has been labeled as tank division all season long. The Bucs were 4-7 at one point, but they've gotten on a hot streak. They've won 5 of their last 6 games to win the division. They get a home game against an Eagles squad who went 1-5 to finish the regular season. And now they have A.J. Brown injured. Jalen Hurts is hurt. No pun intended with that one. But they are not looking that great. And the Eagles could still very well win this game. The Bucs are not that great. They have not looked that great, even in their 5-1 swing here. But the Eagles have looked pretty trash as well, and the Bucs are at home. Anything can happen. So don't see this as a massive lopsided win for the Eagles, as the records may show here. But I'm going to give the edge here. I'm still going to give the edge to the Eagles because they're probably going to figure a way to bullshit their way to a win here. Again, the Bucs barely beat Carolina. I mean, that's how bad they have looked. So I'm still going to give it to the Eagles, but only slightly. And I would not be surprised if the Bucs win. And then we've got the matchup that I am going to go batshit crazy about. The Lions have won the NFC North and are hosting a playoff game for the first time in 30 years. I never thought I would live to see this, guys. I really never thought that I would live to see a Lions home playoff game. But we're going to get it Sunday night. But of course, it doesn't come without the drama, does it? It's the return of Matthew Stafford to Detroit. First time since the big trade, with the Rams coming into town. And the Rams are on kind of a hot streak as well. But the Lions are too. They made the risky decision to play starters, and now they've lost their tight end, probably for the entire playoffs, but still not confirmed if he's going to be back or not. But they still have a lot of other good pieces on offense. Their defense has been kind of suspect, and the Rams do have some pretty good wide receivers. Cooper Kupp has been kind of quiet most of the season, but Puka Nacua has been insane, breaking all sorts of records this year. And they've got Stafford, who is a good QB. So this is going to be a good game in my opinion. However, Ford Field is going to be rocking. It is going to be shaking. It is going to be louder than ever before. So for that reason alone, I'm going to have to give this one to the Lions, but they're not going to make it easy. The Rams are going to put up a good fight. You expect Nacua to put up a good game. Kupp, Stafford, they're going to have good games. The Rams' defense is not that great, though, and I think when it comes to an overall shootout, the Lions just have more pieces. They have a better run game as well and can burn the clock because of that. So I'm giving this one to the Lions, and if they do win a playoff game for the first time in 33 years now almost, I will freak out because that would be just absolutely insane to watch. So, and then the other wildcard NFC matchup, the 2-seeded NFC East champion Dallas Shithills hosting the Green Bay Packers. 2 versus 7. The Dallas Cowboys should be the 3 seed. They got away with a horrendous flag in the last week against the Lions, and thus get the 2 seed. Absolute bullshit, but the Packers and the Cowboys in the playoffs. This is a very storied rivalry. It's not Aaron Rodgers at the helm to tear apart the Cowboys' defense on a late drive anymore. However, the Packers have been kind of hot. Not really. I would call them lukewarm outside of a couple of spurts. The Cowboys have not looked that great in their last few games overall. They did have a good outing against the Commanders, but I don't know. It's the Commanders, How good are they really? They're not that good. They're not that good. Not that good at all. So, you got that. But overall, though, I do expect this to be a tighter contest than many people will think. But the Cowboys are undefeated at home, and I don't see this changing in this game. I do think the Cowboys will eke out the win here. I think they'll pull away late. I think that's what's going to happen, and then they'll get the win. So, back over to the AFC for the divisional round matchups. It'll be the Baltimore Ravens, and they will be hosting their the Baltimore Ravens won the AFC North. Getting a bye, they will host their divisional rival, the Cleveland Browns, in the divisional round, barring this is how the games actually play out. And as good as the Browns are, they're not beating the Ravens. They're not. They don't have the offense to keep up with Lamar, and even that defense cannot stop him. They have been relatively unstoppable pretty much the entire season. The Steelers did beat them in week 17, but they were week 18, I guess. They were resting starters, though, so how much did it really count? So, I'm going to give this one to Baltimore pretty convincingly. The Browns might keep it competitive. I wouldn't be surprised if they do, but I don't think it'll be that close, to be honest. And then another playoff matchup between Kansas City and Buffalo in Buffalo in the other division round game. And I think this is where Kansas City's flaws really do get exposed, especially on the road against a team that will, at this point, this plays out, it'll be 6 straight wins for the Bills. I just don't see Kansas City being able to compete with a not great receiving core, and not being great on the road. It's just, I just don't see it happening. I think the Bills are going to win this one, go to the AFC Championship. And then over the NFC Divisional, the NFC West champion 49ers, who are also on a bye, will be hosting the 5-seeded Philadelphia Eagles, and this should be a very convincing 49ers win, because the Eagles will have barely beaten Tampa Bay. Even if Tampa Bay does win, they're not going to beat the 49ers. Neither of the 49ers, barring they do play one of these teams, which they could play the Rams, they could play the Packers, but most likely they're going to play either the Philadelphia Eagles or the Buccaneers. Niners are winning either of those matchups, especially at home. I think they're going to look a little rusty because they sat all of their starters pretty much in their last game against the Rams, so they might have a slow start. But barring the Eagles win, they somehow turn back into their 10-1 form, I don't see this being a very competitive game at all. So 49ers going to probably host the NFC Championship again. And then the revenge game for the Lions. They head back to Dallas in the divisional round to try and avenge the Week 17 fuck-up that happened. And this would be an interesting matchup, because the Cowboys are looking to get past the divisional round for the first time since the 90s. They have not gone to the NFC Championship in a long time, and the Lions, on the other hand, are just trying to fucking make a Super Bowl, and trying to win on the road here. And I would not be surprised if either team wins this one, but I think for sheer grit and sheer determination, and the fact that the Cowboys cannot make it past the second round to save their life, I'm going to give this one to the Lions. That might be a little bit of a biased take, but it's what I want to give as a prediction. Lions are going to the NFC Championship, I think. And then we got the championship games. Let's do the AFC again. It'll be Baltimore hosting Buffalo, and I think this is where Buffalo's magical run ends. They'll have won 7 straight by this point. Do they get here? And I think the magic will run dry against the Ravens. I don't think. There's a reason why they had to win they had to go on that big winning streak to even get into the playoffs. And the fact that a 6-loss team got the 2 seed is insane. And I think it will come back to bite them in the ass so much against Baltimore. They might keep it competitive. They have some nice pieces, but Baltimore is so high-powered, and I just think it's going to be a Baltimore Ravens AFC championship. So. And then we get to the NFC Championship. The 49ers and the Lions. And as much as I want to say the Lions are going to win this game, I don't even know if they'll make it here, first of all. And the 49ers are also a very, very, very tough opponent, especially on the road. They have a lot of nice pieces. And it's going to be a tough matchup. But you know what? Fuck it. Lions win. They're going to the Super Bowl. Dan Campbell will pull every trick out of his ass to beat the 49ers. We can do it, Detroit. We can do it! Yeah, baby! And then we get to the Super Bowl. And under my predictions, it would be the Ravens versus the Lions for the Super Bowl. This is a rematch of Week 8, I believe it was, when the Ravens throttled the Lions 38-6. So how do I think this game is going to go? It could easily be another Ravens beatdown. It really could. The Ravens have looked really good all season. Really nobody has been able to challenge them all season long. And I don't know what they do, but the Lions will be in the Super Bowl, first of all, and would just be absolutely going batshit crazy. Dan Campbell would do literally anything he could to win this game. So I think the Lions are winning the Super Bowl! Yeah, baby! Yeah, baby! Yeah! I'm predicting a Lions win 34-31, just like when the Ravens beat the 49ers for their last Super Bowl, but this time it'll be the other way around. And if you don't agree with my predictions, that's okay. But still, screw you. Go Lions. Oh crap. I still go Lions.